If you do these 6 things every day you trade the markets, I can almost guarantee you that you'll make better, more informed trading decisions. Hi, I'm Noah Davidson with the Cashflow Academy, and today I'm going to share my daily stock trading routine that I use to get a better understanding of the stock market before I take trades or adjust my portfolio. And this routine helps keep me grounded and disciplined. The best part is, once you get good enough at it, it'll only take you 10 to 15 minutes a day. Sound good? Let's walk through it. Before we get started, I wanted to share why having a routine is so important if you're a trader. When I was new to trading, I felt absolutely overwhelmed by the sheer amount of data and information coming at me. And I always felt like I was missing some key information or secret knowledge that other traders had that I didn't. But now, after decades of trading and investing, I've demystified the process and boiled it down to 6 easy steps. Step number 1, start with the chart. That rhymes. Start with the chart. I always start with a top-down approach where I look at the major market indices first. Everything that is known or possibly knowable is getting priced into the market in real time. I don't necessarily need to know what is happening out there. I need to know how the traders and investors are reacting to the information out there, because their actions are more important than the noise. So we start with those charts. And professional traders study the futures market. Now, the reason professional traders study the futures market is because they are open and trading 24 hours a day continuously, 5.5 days out of the week. So when you're looking at a futures chart, you're getting the most up-to-date information and behaviors that professional traders are participating in. Once you have that big picture of what's going on with the broad market indices, again, we're talking about the S&P 500, the NASDAQ Composite, the Dow Jones Industrials, to name a few, we can then dig down a little bit deeper, a level down, and look at what's going on with the sectors and the industry groups. I like to use the exchange traded fund charts for the different market sectors, so I can see what's going on in the tech sector on average, so I can see what's going on in the basic materials sector on average, so on and so forth. Once you have a clear picture of what the market is doing overall and how the individual sectors and groups are functioning, whether they're bullish or bearish, that gives you a lot of information. And I love to look at the volatility index. That volatility index gives me a picture of what the expectation of volatility is for the markets based off of what the options market are doing. And then looking at key commodities. I always look at the price of oil. I look at the precious metals, gold and silver. I look at some other commodity charts from time to time. And I like to track the major currencies, the dollar index, and those types of things. Now, that's a lot of information, and that first step seems like it's a big deal, but what happens once you get good at it is all that information, I can look at a chart, and like that, I know exactly what's going on with the S&P. Like that, I know exactly what's going on with the energy sector, with the technology sector, so on and so forth. And it becomes very quick and easy to see how other traders and investors are behaving with that quick look at the chart. So we always start with the chart. Step number 2. Now we want to keep our finger on the pulse of the market through the broad picture narrative. This is where we go and look at headline news. So in addition to our charts, we go and we see what's going on out there with the information. I look at a couple of key places where news stories get aggregated, and I peruse headlines. I don't spend a lot of time doing it because 95% of the headlines out there are clickbait, and a very select few will actually give you actionable information. And knowing the difference between the two is a game changer, but that really comes with experience. And really what I'm looking for is the narrative that's driving the market and the key talking points. That information, once I have it in there, locked in, boom, I'm ready to take the next step. Step number 3. Now that we have determined our broad market bias, we need to take care of our current book of business. Usually, before I go place new trades and open new positions, I take care of my current book of business, meaning my current open positions. And once you get good at it, managing a whole portfolio really doesn't take that long. It takes just a couple of minutes to run through the portfolio, see where you have pain points, positions that might be getting away from you, where you might need to lock in profits. And you already have a pretty good awareness of what's going on with your portfolio because you're looking at it regularly. But before I open new trades, I always make sure that my current book of business is being taken care of. Now I'm ready for step 4, which is to take action on the new opportunities. Again, once I've taken care of my current book of business, I can go look at the watch list that I have already curated. So I'm not chasing after news headlines. I'm not chasing after what everybody else is buzzing about. I have previously run scans. I usually run scans the night before. I run weekly scans to find a good group of candidates that I'm interested in, and I curate those lists and I put them into my watch lists. And that's where I'm going to pull my trades from, is from the stocks that I've already curated, already done the analysis. I've done the fundamental analysis. I've done the technical analysis. I have a game plan for the type of trade I am planning on placing. And of course, I have a very clear plan for risk management in case everything I thought I knew about the stock was wrong, and that happens. But that's important, is make sure, again, you're taking those new opportunities from a carefully curated list of stocks, and we can be picky. We only want to open new positions on the very best candidates that meet all of our criteria. Step number 5. Update your trading and investment journals. Measuring your progress requires tracking your performance. If you show me an organized trading journal, I will show you a disciplined trader. And disciplined traders and investors are the ones who succeed in this business. Journaling your trades, keeping a spreadsheet, tracking your decisions is how you will get better at making those decisions and holding yourself accountable to your game plan. Journal your trades. And now the last step. Step number 6. Now, I don't do this every day, but I definitely do this periodically, every week or every month or so. I sit down and review my overall portfolio performance. I review my trades, and I make sure that my plan is working. We want to make sure that we're trading according to our plan, that we're happy with our overall portfolio design, and that we're on track, that we're allocating our capital into what is working, what is sustainable long term, and that we're not holding on to bad assets that are dragging us down. Again, we don't necessarily do every day, but we do like to do that from time to time. I absolutely recommend doing it every month or so, making sure that you're on track. Now, I would love to hear from you and what you're doing in your routine. If you're doing something different or nuanced, I'd love to hear about it in the comments below. If we share this information, it can help us be better. And that's the point of what we're doing here at the Cashflow Academy, is we spend time with each other learning the things that smart traders and investors know. We are developing the habits that smart traders and investors have. And most importantly, we're developing that temperament that successful traders and investors have developed. We'll see you in the next video.